Okay, we've seen that normally we'll just use our calculator when we want to work out a mean or standard deviation. However, an exception to that is when the data is summarized for us, because here we haven't got the raw data. We've got n is 70, that means there were 70 numbers in the list. We've got sigma x, that means the numbers added up to 1788. And then we've got this sigma x minus x bar squared, which equals 4458. And we're going to use that when we work out the standard deviation. And we're also going to be working out the variance, which is just the standard deviation squared. And later on in statistics, we're going to have to be very careful about when we're talking about variance, when we're talking about standard deviation. At this point in the course, nearly always we're going to be more interested in the standard deviation, but later on we'll be interested in the variance as well. So the mean, we've got a formula for the mean, it's come up before, we've got sigma x over n, but that's a formula you have to learn. So x bar is sigma x over n, so this is very simple, it's 1788 divided by 70, so I can do that on my calculator. 1788 divided by 70 equals 25.54, so that's 25.5 to 3 significant figures. Okay, I don't even know what the units are, so I'll just leave it as a number. Okay, standard deviation. All right, well, I've got a standard deviation formula as well. It's up there, higher up the page in your notes. Okay, you've got these for population variance and standard deviation, which have got n's in. But we're going to be interested in S or Sx. So our formula for Sx is this one here. So my Sx formula is the square root of sigma x minus x bar squared. Oh, that squared should be outside the bracket, over n minus 1 as the formula says. So when we put the data in, sigma x minus x bar squared is 4458. On the bottom of the fraction, n was 70. So on the bottom of the fraction, I need 70, take away 1, which is 69. So on my calculator, I have to do the square root of 4458 over my n minus 1, which was 69, press equals, and I get a value of 8.037, which rounds to 8.04 to 3 significant figures. So I've got my 8.04. Now, Sx squared, the variance, remember, the variance just means the standard deviation squared. So I could go back up to the top of my page and it will tell me that the formula is this, which is the same formula I've just used without the square root. So if I was starting with the variance, I'd probably just use this formula here and say Sx squared equals this. But because I've already, in this particular case, got an answer for my standard deviation, in fact it's still on my calculator display, all I need to do is square this answer. So I'll use the x squared button, answer squared, and I'll get, it gives it as a fraction, but it's 64.60. That makes sense. 8 squared is 64, so 64.6 for my variance is absolutely fine. So there's no mystery to the variance, it's just the standard deviation squared. The only question is why you'd be interested, and that comes up later in the course.